Hey yo, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ben. I'm a life coach who helps purpose-driven achievers do the work that they are meant to in the world. Y'all have amazing gifts. You have a superpower. You have something within you that you are meant to share, that only you can share. And my mission is to support that and empower you to step into that and figure out how to do that, because I know how frustrating it is to feel like you have that to offer, feel like, there's some sense of I have something to offer, but I'm just struggling to know how to do that and how to design my life around it. That's what I specialize in. That's why I'm here and giving you these videos. That's why I coach people. But today specifically, we are looking at the year ahead. It's the beginning of 2021. As I'm filming this, I am a couple days past the beginning of the year, but this is something that I finally created I created it for my clients, but what I realized is that I really just wanted to share it with everybody because I believe that it's such a great time. It's an arbitrary time. I'm not a big fan, nor have I been, of New Year's resolutions and things like that, but I do like a stop and reset point is helpful. It is. So regardless of what you think about resolutions and all that, having a moment to step back, to step back, slow down, zoom out, like any and all of those things, all super important to be able to evaluate where you're at and where you want to go. So this document that I created, like I said, I wanted to go over it just because I think that's a really good way for me to outline this, but also go into like why I put these things in here and I went through it the way that I did. So let's jump in here in terms of what this looks like, because it's not necessarily goal setting. It's not necessarily just intention setting. It's something that is kind of all encapsulating. I'm a huge fan of visioning and designing. Intentional creation of what you want your life to look like. You have to, there's a process to this. You have to step through this. You have to set time aside. Energy needs to be put into this process. You cannot just expect it to happen. I do not want you to get to the end of another year and be frustrated about what's going on. Quickly, if you had a bunch of wins or you're feeling frustrated about how 2020 went for you, shoot me a comment below. By the way, go ahead, like this video, subscribe, because there's good stuff here and I'm going to keep bringing you good stuff. So what we're talking about is the year ahead. That's what I'm naming this, because I want this to be something that you can use each and every year, not just here at the beginning of 2021. So really, like it says here, we're going to go through what you want to accomplish, what you want to create, who you want to be, and how to set yourself up to accomplish and achieve and be all of that. We want all of that for you. So, I said, you need a little bit of excitement. I don't want you going into this activity as a to-do, just something that you need to cross off your list. This is something that I want you to bring energy to. This is something to get excited about. This is your fucking life, dude. This is good stuff. Don't take it lightly. Just don't take it lightly, but also don't take it too seriously. You have to sit in that in-between of having fun with this, but also allowing it to be light and exciting. So I do mention here, I do think of, anywhere from half hour to 60 minutes, and a full hour, full hour of your time is going to now those blueberries that I ate before this are still stuck in there, little skins in there. Set aside the time. Like I said 2 minutes ago, you have to energetically invest in yourself and set aside the time to intentionally create the life that you want to live. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And you know what that feels like because you've experienced it. As have I, as have my clients. We know what that feels like. We don't want that anymore. All right, so let's get to it. Let's see what these prompts are all about. So I separated this out into 3 sections. The first one being vision. Always. We want to really identify what your vision is. Second step is design. Let's create this shit. I've been saying create or design interchangeably basically throughout this video so far. That is the meat of this, really creating how this is going to happen. We're being intentional. We're making sure that it's going to occur as opposed to hoping. And then the final step is going to be stepping back. Really just kind of, okay, we did the work, we visioned, we designed some shit. Now we're going to step back, really look at the year as a whole. How do I want to feel? What does this look like? What is it going to be? And we'll do some really cool stuff around that. So don't skip any of this because that final part is really, really powerful. So hang with me here. All right, vision. What do you want to accomplish? Why? What does that mean to you? These particular pieces are for my clients, your path and your purpose, sharing your superpower with the world. By the way, the superpower, discovering your superpower is another freebie that I offer. So you can grab that in the comments below, or the description rather. Super important. You need to know your superpower in order to figure out how you share it with the world, how you create personal success, how you impact others, and create freedom for yourself, and basically just impact change. That's all within your superpower. Everything you want in your life that you're desiring, that you feel pulled to, that little voice that's like you're meant for more, you could be, you're wasting your potential, or you have more that you could be doing, you could be making an impact. That's all packaged in your superpower. You have to know that. I cannot state that strongly enough, which is why that's a free exercise of mine and not just something that I do with clients. What do you want to accomplish? Secondly, what do you want to create? A lot of times I work with achievers, and I talk a lot about that, or I'm going to on this channel, with this being one of my first videos. Achievers, we have this desire to accomplish and achieve, and that's great, but sometimes that can get you very narrowed in on something, and you can't, or you won't see a lot of this other picture of what would bring you joy and what would bring you longer term success instead of just in the near term, or things that are much more aligned with you. And so I love the word create. What do you want to create? Similarly, referenced some of the exercises I do with my clients there. Who do you want to be in the year ahead? Who do you want to be as a person? It sounds trivial, but it's really, really important to think about this. How do you want to show up in the world on a daily basis? Who are you aspiring to be? Think about the people that inspire you. Those people that inspire you are the person that you have the ability to become, you just aren't embodying yet for some reason. Why do you want to experience all of this? Zoom out a little bit, tie it all together. What is the feeling behind this year, the things that you're doing, accomplishing, creating? Make sure you understand the real reason that you want all of this. Okay, second step, design. Now we've got the visioning part done. We need to figure out how this happens. First and foremost, what changes do you want to make or need to make based on the vision that you just outlined? What do you want to do more of, less of? Stop altogether. Think about all those behaviors, patterns, habits in here. Next, what could potentially get in the way of your vision coming to fruition? This is super important and a step that most people don't do. I've been guilty of this, and I still tend to not do it because it's not that fun. It's not sexy to think about these things. However, if you can set aside the time to anticipate things that are going to get in your way, you are way, way ahead of the curve in terms of your future self is going to thank the shit out of you for doing this. So consider your past experiences, just general self-awareness, because I know y'all are self-aware AF out there if you're on this channel, or just make an educated guess based on what you're planning, visioning, what could come up that could go wrong and throw you off. Then, of course, naturally follows, how will you mitigate that? What things can you put in place to set yourself up for success? This is the powerful step. It's important to identify, but now we need to actually create something that will move you through that situation. So Think of those things ahead of time, and then if this thing does actually come to pass, how will you handle it? Nextly, not a word. I know, I'm not stupid. Do you need support from anyone or anything? Another big step that we rarely think of. We often, especially as achievers, want to do things ourselves. Think that we have to take pride in. That's great. Be independent. You're really capable. That's awesome. But you don't need to do it yourself. Truly, you really, really don't, and you shouldn't. It doesn't make you any better. What makes you better is doing better things, creating more, accomplishing more. And guess what? You can do this with support of others. Stop trying to do it yourself. I see it all the time with clients, and I just want to shake you by the shoulders because I know, because I've been there, personal life, in my business, I've felt that. Don't be that person. It doesn't make you any better or any stronger. It is a weakness to not ask for help or support. Not the other way around. By the way, create to-dos and reminders. Use your little technology to create these things and actually reach out to people that are important. Your spouse. If you guys are in partnerships, you have to be sharing this stuff with your partner. You don't need to go into the nitty-gritty necessarily, but ask them for support. They're your teammate, hopefully. If they're not, well, then you got bigger problems that I'm not going to address here. But get these things in place. Actually act on them. Okay, final step. This is the kind of shit I love. Well, that's not true. I love all this. Step back for a second. Now you created. Now we can zoom out. Step back, slow down. What did I just do? Why? What did I create? What are you scared or nervous about for the year ahead? What are you excited about? Really, really cool questions to think about. I get really excited about this topic because what you're scared about and what you're excited about are actually very related. They're two sides of the same coin. So it's really important to look at both of these things and acknowledge how they are related to each other. Address these things. You have to go through all of this emotional stuff in order to get to where you want. Now, take what you did there and reframe some of these fears to excitement. Like I said, two sides of the same coin. On the fear side, which is where we usually are, we can't see to the other side here. But what's awesome is that possibility and opportunity are the things that lie on this side. So you need to be able to get excited about what's over here. Stop worrying about what's just on this face and what's in this other space. This is where you can do that. This alone is incredibly insightful sometimes. What is on the other side of your fear? I just talked to a client about this yesterday. Somebody struggling with sitting in the unknown and uncertainty, wanting to plan and control. Guess what? At the end of the day, all the things that you want, always and forever, are in the unknown. They're in that place that you feel uncomfortable about going. It sounds cliche, like what you want is outside of your comfort zone, that whole thing, but like it's so true. You need to acknowledge these things and get excited about it. Excitement is the fuel that's going to allow you to break through the fear. Not confidence, not fearlessness. Rooting in your excitement, that's what courage is. That's how courage comes about. So, as you can tell, I love this shit. That's really good. What is your intention for the year ahead? This is something, like I said, this we're not simply setting intentions here. We're doing a lot more than that, but setting intentions are really important. And setting an intention is not simply a goal. It is less specific and it's less constrained. It's not measurable, but it helps inform and direct action, behavior, patterns, habits. You can continue to come back to an intention. It's something that, think of it in terms of a bowling alley. You're the bowling ball going down the lane. Your intention are the bumpers. Those are the things that are keeping you on track. Anytime you get too far off, you can come back to your intention. Keeps you on, and again, for clients, your path and your purpose. Now, choose a word to encapsulate that. That's kind of trendy these days, the past couple of years, but I love it because it's something that's really easy to come back to. Choose a word that embodies your intention so that you can come back to that. What does this mean to you? Additionally, a really fun and important, powerful step here is to create any mantras or affirmations that will support you in embodying your intention. Why? Why do this? Because it's really fucking easy to get knocked off track. Why do you think people fail with their goals? Why do you think that people stop New Year's resolutions 2 or 3 weeks in, and come February, ain't nobody working on their resolutions anymore? It's because things knock you off track. You have to have support in place. Again, this goes back to the support question before. Make sure you have a framework, but also people and things in your life that are pieces of that framework to support you. Don't make this shit any harder than it needs to be. Being human and growing and reaching your goals is hard. It's hard for everybody. It's not easy for anyone, but that's okay. Have the self-awareness to be okay with, hey, I'm not that great at this, or I'm going to need support there, and create that framework so that you can actually achieve success. Again, you do not get style points. Whether you got there the hard way or the easy way, it doesn't fucking matter. So do yourself a favor and do it the easy way. Mantras, affirmations, things to keep you grounded as things are difficult, because things will inevitably be difficult. Consider your roadblocks and fears during this. Finally. All right. This one I'm super excited about because I recently did this for myself, and powerful. It's really, really good stuff. Super excited about this part. So the final piece here, let me get this all on one screen, is write a year in retrospect journal entry from the perspective of this year ahead, going exactly as you envisioned it. So for the purposes of this video and when it's being filmed, write this journal entry, as if you are writing it at the end of 2021 and you achieved your vision. Everything went as planned. Everything went well. What does that look like? Bring that all together here. What did you accomplish? What did you create? What are your wins? What are you proud of? What are those roadblocks or fears that you overcome in this process and that you feel like a badass for knocking down? What happened? Really detail this out. Have fun with this. And keep in mind here that, yes, it could potentially feel silly or goofy to, if you're not into manifestation and kind of being like spiritual or flowy, or that, like, if that's not your vibe, totally fine. But this is powerful. It's not something that you should avoid, is really what I'm trying to say here. Is like, even if it feels weird at first, try to sit with it, laugh at yourself, laugh it off, and have fun. This is what I was talking about at the beginning. Don't take this too seriously. I like all the time I see people who take this way too seriously. Oh, like, I'm not going to do that silly, I'm not going to do that affirmation thing. That's dumb. Okay, how is what you're doing currently working for you? That's what I thought. Do the things that make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. Try it out. If in the end it doesn't work for you, if it doesn't feel good, it doesn't resonate, that's fine, but give it a shot. Have fun with this. This is what this is meant to be. Let this be dreamy, exciting, and expansive. Put your heart and your soul into this. Again, you don't get an award for doing this the most serious way. Have fun. Nobody's judging you. And even if they were, fuck them. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to do a lot cooler shit than they are. So, and then the final piece of this is schedule a reminder or schedule an email to yourself to go through this at the end of the year. Super fun and powerful. And then, yeah, I just put a couple examples here. Quitting my job this year is amazing. I'm so proud of myself for finally starting my side hustle. It's taken off way quicker than I could have even imagined. Prioritizing myself this year was incredibly rewarding. I feel more in touch with myself than I ever have. I know that what I accomplished this year is just the beginning. I finally feel empowered to create a life that I love. This. If you have questions, shoot them down below. I'm really, if you can't tell, passionate and excited about this and what it can do for you. So hit me up if you need anything. Go ahead, like the video, please, and subscribe. I'm a little baby on YouTube and would love your support. And I promise that I'm going to continue to share more things like this. Let me know if you like this screen share type video as well, because this for me is fun. So if you like this, please let me know. Your feedback is helpful in what I am sharing and the value that I can give to you. So I hope that you have an amazing year ahead. Grab this doc. I'm not just talking through this. This is for you. Grab the document in the comments and the description below and have fun with it. Have fun with it, and the best year ahead to you.